Good morning. Today's lesson is 7.1 from your text, Ratios and Proportions. This is a review of material that you have already learned, so I will be brief in my notes today. For example, questions you might be asked on your homework would be things like, if 6 over x equals 5 over 4, what is the value of x? In order to solve this, we need to get our x out of the denominator. That is always the case. When we need to solve for a variable and it is in the denominator, you would multiply that by both sides. A quick way to do this, though, we can also get 4 out of the denominator by multiplying both sides by 4. So there exists a quick method called cross multiply, where we will just multiply along that diagonal. So now the left side will be 6 times 4, and the right side will be 5 times x. And we can solve this by dividing then both sides by 5. The 5's now cancel out, and x equals 24 over 5. This is a final answer. It's not necessary to put this into a mixed number. We can't actually reduce it by any common factors because these two numbers are relatively prime. So that's our first example. Example 2, you might find a question like this. What if 15 over m plus 1 equals 3 over m? In this case, again, we have variables in denominator, so we have to multiply. Cross multiply works once again. So on the left, we'll have 15m. And on the right, it's important to recognize the m plus 1 is a quantity that needs to stay together. So putting parentheses around these types of situations is helpful. So now the right side is 3 times that quantity, the whole thing, m plus 1. And we go about solving. So 15m equals, well, on the right we need to distribute. We need to get rid of these parentheses, so we end up with 3m plus 3. Subtract 3m from both sides, and divide both sides by 12. So m equals, now this time I can reduce, and we get 1 over 4. If you have more questions on your assignment in Math Excel, feel free to come by and ask.